Ladies and gentlemen, our boss.
All protocols observed, Deputy Auditor General, members of the senior management team, the hard-working staff of the GAC. Today my presentation is going to be detailed. I would like to begin by firstly recognizing our honored retired staff. There were 9 persons that were honorably retired from the General Auditing Commission. 9. Mr. Clifford Kai, is he here? Congratulations. Mr. Francis Yanti, congratulations. Mr. Charles Morba, congratulations. Mr. Henry Yang, congratulations. Madame Madia Nelson, congratulations. Mr. Lawrence Moweko, congratulations. Mr. Randolph Wilson, congratulations. Mr. G. Momolu Bali, congratulations. And Mr. Sylvester Gua, congratulations. There were also 13 staff that exited us for one reason or the other. We would like to recognize them for their invaluable and committed services to the General Auditing Commission. Gabriel B. Kessley, congratulations in your absence. Mr. Theophilus Woos, congratulations. Wilfred H. Wele Jr., congratulations. Hannah Masukwe, congratulations. Mambaye W. Kapi, congratulations. Safiatu Kane, congratulations. Loretta M. Thomas, congratulations. Milton M. Vama, congratulations. Charlotte Pearson Wia, congratulations. Vivian T. Jusufu, congratulations. Mimbowoli Y. Yembe, congratulations. Ruben V. Johnson, congratulations. And Augustine Fala, congratulations. I'd like to take this time to congratulate all those staff that departed us during your stay at the GAC. We appreciate what you did for the GAC, and we wish you all of the best in your future endeavors. Now, major activities and achievement of the GAC in 2024. Again, before I begin, I would like to say thanks to the Deputy Auditor General, Auditors General of the GAC for the hard work. Thanks to the Director of Administration, the entire senior management team, and the staff of the GAC. Without you, we would not have achieved a number of unprecedented feats at the GAC in 2024. I still remember at the beginning of 2024, there were a number of audit police around in Liberia. A number of audit police. They were calling me and telling me how to do audit. What kind of procedure to perform. What kind of audit to perform. Some of those audit police have been given opportunities in other areas. And we are yet to see. But we are happy that we stuck together as a team, the General Auditing Commission, and we have proven beyond all reasonable doubt to the public that we are an institution of integrity, we are an institution of capacity, we are an institution of credibility. And we have won the public trust, which is very, very important. Well, we came to this program last year. There were some people who took the microphone and even questioned the status of the GAC. Some of our own staff. Oh, the US reposted this. The US reposted that. We will come to how the US recognized us this year as one of the most outstanding Supreme Audit institution and sign an MOU with us, something that they have never done in 7 years. First, unprecedented number of audits. We completed a total of 89 audits. 89. I brought my whole file to list all the number of audits, but it would take so long. We will post some of these things on the bulletin board, so if you are interested in the information, you can see it. And we were able to publish or available to publish about 62 of those reports. I don't know about GAC all-time record, and I like to be careful about how I say these things, but under the tenure of Garswa Jackson, this is the highest number of audits that we've completed, and of course, this is the highest number of audits that we have published. One reason why is a year of unprecedented. Second, we conducted system audits at institutions that the GAC have never audited before. The Office of the President or the Ministry of State and Presidential Affairs, the Judiciary, the Liberian Senate, as well as unprecedented compliance audit of the Executive Protection Agency and the Central Bank of Liberia. These were the first time we were conducting either audits or a compliance audit at these institutions. The publishing of the Auditor General first follow-up report on the implementation of audit recommendation. So about 2 years ago, we fully operationalized the follow-up on the implementation of the audit recommendation unit. We brought in a very proactive and dynamic young man who has taken the department and has run with the department in many folds with a lot of dedicated and hard-working staff that he met, and we also incorporated in the unit. And for the first time, we were able to publish our follow-up report. This was not only the first follow-up report by the GAC, but the first follow-up report produced by any Supreme Audit institution in Africa. And let me clarify, when I say follow-up, we're not talking about performance audit follow-up, because performance audit follow-up is a whole kind of audit by itself. We're talking about follow-up on the implementation of all of the recommendations. This is the first Supreme Audit institution in Africa, quote me, that have produced a follow-up report. And as a testament to this, Intosci has formed a new working group on follow-up, and the Auditor General Republic of Liberia was personally written to be a member of that working group on follow-up. So that should tell you about the progress we are making. The signing of significant memorandum of understanding with two of the most prestigious Supreme Audit institutions in the world. Number one, the United States Government Accountability Office, the USGAO. We signed an MOU on December 12th. The GAO has not signed an MOU with any institution in 7 years. The GAO as an institution. What the GAO does is that the GAO Center of Audit Excellence can sign MOU with you. The GAO International Fellowship Auditor Program can sign an MOU with you. The GAO Quality Assurance Program can sign MOU with you. But based on what all of us here, and those who even did not attend, and those who left us for one reason or the other, what we did in the able representation that was made by the Honorable Auditor General Republic of Liberia at several platforms, the GAO was so moved that the Auditor General, the Controller General of the United States said, I will give you what we have not given anybody in 7 years. And we signed a landmark memorandum of understanding with the GAO. That MOU would give us the opportunity for one senior level auditor to go to the United States and benefit from the highly prestigious International Auditor Fellowship Program, where you receive a lot of diverse training in audit practices, audit principles, audit standards, and that person will come back and offer a number of trainings. Also, we expect that as part of the MOU, the Center of Audit Excellence will, in time, after an assessment is done, have the GAC auditors access the platforms to benefit from various online trainings. And we also expect that some folks from the Center of Audit Excellence within the space of the 5 years will be coming to Liberia to perform different kinds of audit training. But the MOU is much more than just capacity building. If America attaches itself to you, it means that they have seen something special in you. And I just want to say thanks to all of you. The people who clean the offices in the morning, the security who make sure our equipment are safe, the drivers who drive us to work, the auditors who go on the field and in difficult terrains, the controller and his office that make sure we take pay on time, the procurement people who ensure that all of our procurement activities are processed, the senior managers, all of you, those different pieces of work you do have made the United States to fully recognize us. And not only did they meet us, they also made sure we form collaboration with all other major US-based organizations. The State Department Anti-Corruption Office posted me just the other day. And we even got a reminder that the folks call and say, oh, we posted the Auditor General, we didn't even see the Auditor General sharing it on any other platform. So if you notice my Facebook page, day before yesterday, I kind of share it. And hopefully our website, we can place it on that as well. So it's important to know that people who thought that the U.S. was questioning our integrity, the U.S., not only the U.S. Government Accountability Office, but other major offices, the State Department, the Treasury Department, Office of Foreign Asset Control invited us for a meeting. We have exchanged contacts. They want us to be sending our reports to them. We met the Millennium Challenge before even people knew in Liberia that Liberia was on the verge of qualifying for a 500 million compact. We knew, my deputies are here, asked them, we were told that the qualification had been made. They asked us about a couple of improvements that have been done. We stated them. They even validated some of the assertions that we made. And so it showcased what exactly the integrity and the status of the GAC is. Before that MOU was signed, I was also told by the Controller and Accounting General that the State Department would have had to clear the MOU in the U.S. Embassy in Liberia. I hope I have brought a copy of the email to read it to you about the clearance. The email was very interesting. It stated that not only that they are excited about the signing of the MOU, but they can also validate the impeccable work that is done by Auditor General Jackson and staff of the General Auditing Commission. And that was very, very pleasing to me, and I thought to share that with you. We also signed an extension of our memorandum of understanding with the Swedish National Audit Office that we've had relationship for many years. Like I said in the past, I met the Swedish Auditor General about 3 years ago. I just became AG, my first AfroSAE meeting I attended. I had a conversation with her. She told me about the relationship she had with the GAC in the past, and how she wanted to know what some of the new ideas that I was bringing on board. And for those of you who are preparing for leadership, there is something called the 2 minutes or 5 minutes already made speech. It's very important for you to always have that. That anytime you engage major world leaders, major prominent people in society, you should always have that 2 to 5 minutes vision about your institution to share with people. The moment you do that, they become impressed and they want to work with you. And we shared that with her. She was very impressed. We signed that memorandum of intent that led to an initial 2-year program, MOU. And by the time they had seen the level of interest and the progress we were making, we extended for another 5 years this year. The only reason why I would say we are not independent up to international standard is the absence of our financial independence. And the financial independence is not something that the Auditor General staff or the GAC can do anything about. What we can do about, we play our part. Madam Gay and the team that were here, peace be to our archers, put together a very comprehensive act sponsored by the EU. That act documented every single requirement for Supreme Audit Institution independence. The financial independence was clearly spelled out in the act. What is the definition of financial independence of the GAC? The Auditor General should submit a budget to the national legislature at the end of every year for exclusive approval by the national legislature. The national legislature should approve the budget exclusively without contacting the Ministry of Finance or any other source. And the Ministry of Finance should disburse the General Auditing Commission funds within 2 votes. As and when the budget is passed, disburse 50%. July of the fiscal year, disburse the other 50%. The ministry have not disbursed consistent with that. And the legislature, in my mind, have never exclusively approved the budget, although they claim so. Because we know whatever Ministry of Finance sent us as budget ceiling, that's what we've gotten. But some progress has been made. 2024 was the first time that at least we were able to receive all of our budgetary allotment. So, I would like to congratulate the government of Liberia on that. And what the legislature approved for us, they were able to disburse it. The timing of the disbursement consistent with the act was not being fully operationalized, but one step at a time. We were able to approve that. Now we are looking forward to see what happens in 2025. As and when the budget is approved, are we going to get 50%? July, are we going to get the remaining 50%? But this was a major improvement. And we are one of the most independent. Say Garswa Jackson says so. We are one of the most independent Supreme Audit institutions in Africa. And number 1 in West Africa. We are the most independent Supreme Audit institution in West Africa. I know South Africa and Seychelles. So far, those are the 2 sides that I know ahead of us. Maybe Kenya, I need to check with them, maybe. Other than that, our 8th school is higher than most. There are Supreme Audit institutions in Africa that send their report to the Ministry of Finance for the Finance Minister to submit their reports to the national legislature. There are Supreme Audit institutions that cannot publish their reports until Parliament holds public hearings on it. Right here in Ghana. Our Supreme Audit institution, by the time the Auditor General sends a report and somebody from Parliament signs up on it, the report is on the website. This is the progress, or these are some of the progress we are making here at the General Auditing Commission. The completion of 2 audits using the LC platforms. And I understand that those audits were the STIP financial statement project audit and the performance audit contract on the pharmacy board. The Auditor General personally also had a number of huge recognition in 2024 as well. So it was not only unprecedented for GAC, it was also unprecedented for me as well. I will tell you this very short story. The first conference I attended as Auditor General was in Ghana. I think it was a week or 2 weeks after I became Auditor General. I was very nervous at that conference. I felt, even though I was not speaking, I felt nerves running all through my veins. It's easy to tell yourself that I don't belong here. Very easy to say to yourself. And I'm saying this to challenge a couple of you in this room who people have looked at and say, you're not good enough. You are not good enough. You can't do audit. You've never done this number of audit before. I was nervous. Fast forward in 3 years. Fast forward in 3 years. I was elected to the governing board of AfroSci to represent AfroSci on white ballot. On white ballot. There were 2 nominations that took place at the forum. Myself, who have been Auditor General for 3 years, and the Auditor General of Namibia, who have been Auditor General for over 15 years, if not more, because he told me he was Auditor General when John Malu was Auditor General, and they were all very young men together. And as and when the election was about to take place, the Auditor General of Namibia requested for the microphone. And the Auditor General for Namibia said, if these are just the 2 nominations that are up for contest, then I think I would like to decline my position so Auditor General Jackson can represent us. And why do I say so? Go to him. He said, Eddie Jackson reminded me very much about myself when I came here many years ago, 15 whatever years ago. He has come with new, fresh ideas. He is bringing a lot of new perspective and energy into our organization. He is taking some of the concepts that we have battled with for many years and running with it, follow up on the implementation of audit recommendations. And he speaks slightly unconventional from what we usually hear at supreme audit institutions from AGs. Sometimes the AG can say, "Mama, you're making too much presentations, you will embarrass us because our technical people they can't make presentations, but you get getting on the floor now and keep making presentations." My old man again, AG joke with me, we get laugh with it. But I was elected on white ballot. It shows that if you invest your time, your passion in anything, you can be the very best at it. I will say this easily, I think I'm the youngest Auditor General in the AfroSci region. I really think, maybe I need to check with my Gambian AG who was recently appointed. He could be the only person. The rest of the guys, I think the next youngest could be 4 years older than me. 4 years. So I don't call my age, go somebody else think, I know somebody else know my age and call it. No problem. Good. So for the youngest to be represented, it means that some of you who people have told you are not good enough, and you decide to start 2025, you can also be one of the best auditors at the GAC. I was also appointed by AfroSci to represent AfroSci on the technical scientific magazine journal called the editorial board of African Journals for Integrated Verification of AfroSci. Now, the people say, A.G. Jackson saying they're making plenty of presentation. The people who can write the technical paper, go there. I made a technical presentation in Libya. And the East African and the North African, they just showed up part. All the one there will have people whatever will upload on the page. I want to say, we're not going live. Nobody should go live. Because today we're watching plenty very close us. The first thing by region and the pastor part will come to the crew part. Yeah, we're coming to the group part. Don't worry. So, when I went in the first meeting, everybody, nice presentation, A.D. Jackson, but we have not seen one technical paper from Liberia in how many years? The East African are good at reminding you on your weaknesses. So say you want to flex your muscle here, you get the technical presentation and all of that. One know that when we see one technical paper from your side, I know that there are a lot of good writers in GSC. So now that I'm representing Afroside E on this editorial board, you guys are not making me shake. I will tell you, the presentation I made in Libya, I had 7 technical papers that we consolidated on the audit of grants and financial aid and donor projects. In my mind, if Liberia had written a technical paper, in my mind, we have had the best paper. But we're too laid back. We need to take that laid back stuff for all of us. Just on the top of my head, I can name you plenty of good writers in GSC. Winston Naka, very good writer. Cesar Doe, the best editor probably I've ever met all my life. Best editor, I'm telling you. Anything you write and you want and you think that you send it to Cesar Doe. Politics is a good writer. John Greaves, very good writer. Theophilus Seaton, very good writer. Even Nissan, very good writer. Who are some of the other people? I can go on and on. We got good writers here, but they put the papers out and we are not writing. So now that I'm representing the people on the board, I'm not going to go to the next meeting for the East African and the North African to put me on the spot again. We will be attempting to write those papers. Even myself, I'm not a bad writer. I'll tell you that for free. Yeah, so we have to put our pen to paper and start writing some of those papers as well. We also facilitated a number of presentations. The Auditor General of America, through the Intelsat CPC, invited me to speak at a conference in Romania on Supreme Audit Institution independence. If you need to know how good that presentation is, you just need to hear the feedback from Madam Adafaye and those who attended. Very diverse presentation talking about our independence journey, but most importantly concluding about the impact we have made with the level of the independence that we have strengthened. All of that led towards this whole MOU coming in place. 16 Afroside Governing Board, Tripoli, we made a presentation on audit of grants and financial aid. We facilitated 2 presentations in Kampala, Afroside E. For Afroside E, we were invited as a special guest of honor in Ghana on the launch of their independent status to make a speech. The World Bank also invited me to lead the auditors workshop. And then I also facilitated another presentation on operationalization of follow-up processes with South Liberia that was being witnessed by over 150 participants from all around the world. And I got to know about how popular that presentation was when I attended the Afroside program. A number of the people who met me, by the time I want to introduce myself, they said, "Oh, A.J. Jackson, how are you? We saw your follow-up presentation coordinated by Afroside E. Excellent presentation." So it's important that, you put yourself out there. Knowledge, have with all knowledge share, nobody will recognize you. And the reason why we are playing some of these prominent leadership roles is because we have built ourselves to stay on the stage to make some of these technical presentations as well. We also received an award of recognition as one of the top 25 champions for excellence of public accountability in Africa from the African Leadership Magazine, a publication for of the African Leadership Organization that is very renowned for telling the African story in the African way. And we honor people like former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and etc. as well. So that was also very good as well. I spent a total now of 3 years, 5 months at the General Auditing Commission. We've completed a total of 258 audits, and we published reports from about 224 audits as well. So that is quite remarkable. Other achievements of the General Auditing Commission include but are not limited to the Nigerian Audit University. Sorry for to the alumni if I'm not pronouncing your alma mater correctly. We have 3 persons going this time around. We have requested for 5, but we only got about 3 of our candidates accepted. We are there now. The Irish provided us an opportunity. Now where about 2 of our staff will benefit. Again, they gave us a slot of 5. Mr. Samuel Cover is here. I'd like to recognize him. Thanks for making major negotiations with the Irish embassy and for giving us that opportunity as well. We have 2 persons. I think it's Daniela Berry and who else? MS Moba should be benefiting from that as well. Please, next time, some of the requirements are just very minimal. It's passing a TOEFL exam. The TOEFL exam is one of the cheapest. No, cheap is not a good one. It's one of the easiest, exams to pass, my people. Public exam, I think that people can practice and prepare for before you go sit it. No clever business in public exam. My DAG says that those can be laughing at me. Oh, you're standing again to go make presentation? I said, no, I'll go stand out on the stage to go to presentation. When I'm going to make this presentation, I study as if I am preparing for an exam. I study things outside of the presentation. You know why? Because somebody could just ask a question. You are presenting on public debt. What if they ask a question about something on public debt that is not even in the presentation? You should be prepared to answer. You cannot be going to take a public test and you say you will not study. Even when I go in for exit conference, these presentations I go for an exit conference, I study for them. So please, it is not a very good reflection of the institution when we are giving 5 slots and we can only utilize 2 because some of our folks cannot pass the TOEFL exam. So please, if you want us to organize forum for tutorial for passing TOEFL, we're willing to do that. But we want you to be able to utilize these opportunities that we have. We'll recognize those who have completed professional exams. Because I still got some more talking to do. Chamber will do that for us. But overall, we have about, like I said, 3 persons in Nigerian, 2 benefiting from the average. We have 43 personnel in the APR program. We have about 14 in the PISA program, 2 in the ACCA program, and 1 in the CIMA program. We also have 37 different capacity building initiatives. Again, I have the file here because we'll be talking about other things. Maybe Chamber can also run through us with that as well. 37 different capacity building initiatives where various of our staff benefited from, both in Liberia and outside of Liberia as well. We have secured funding for major projects that should have been implemented in 2024. But because of some delay in procurement activities, we were unable to complete them. We have secured $200,000 funding for the proposed land for GAC. That money is in our bank account. And before I told administration, before I stand before the staff of the GAC to say that, I wanted to be sure. Let me see the money in the bank account. The money is there, $200,000 sitting down. We have also secured funding for the bus. I promised you an additional brand new bus last year. So the only reason why that bus was not procured was because of procurement irregularities, delay in procurement from the side of the vendor. So we have $87,000 also sitting down in our bank account, waiting for that brand new bus to come to our staff as well. And also, Liberia has been appointed for the first time to host the 2026 22nd AfroSouth Governing Board. So part of the administrative activities I will be talking about shortly is that we have to put together a committee. When we went in Uganda the other day, after the election for Liberia was made for 2026, because we always like to make the election 2 years before. And people are excited to come to Liberia. And we have to do big things. Because what the people did in Uganda, I got scared. Maybe it was going to way small. But we have good people at the GAC. So we gave administration the opportunity to put together a very good committee. I told them it would be important for us to add a renowned event planner to that committee so that we can be able to make the very best out of the opportunity. We also did a number of various renovations as well. If stuff is here, Director agrees. I also hope that at some point in the presentation you can also run through those different renovation of offices that we were able to do as well. 2025 proposed activities in summary. Audit. We want to complete at least 90 audits. We want to be able to complete. The primary reason for which the GAC was funded is to do audit. I'd like to remind people. The primary reason for which the GAC was organized or funded, the reason why we have a job, the reason why I am Auditor General is for us to do audit. It's not for me to make friends. The primary reason is for us to do audit. Thank you. So 90 audit. DAG Wisdom Naga, my own papa, have reminded me that AG, I have a personal target for you. Now you know I do this at GAC. You got people who can be rating me instead of focusing on their own performance. And my deputy is also giving me target too as well. Interesting organizations. Well, I appreciate that. DAG Naga has challenged me that AG Jackson, before you leave the GAC, you have to celebrate 100 years of completed audit. In order for us to do that, we have to keep raising the bar, right? That's a very good project. So this year, we are going to complete 90 audits this year. And we will publish at least about 70 of those audits. I've met the senior management team of audit. We put together a strategy of how we will achieve that. And I'm very confident that 2025 is going to be an even better year than 2024 was. Some of the recommendations are some institutions we've not audited for long, and the National Election Commission is obviously going to be part of our audit. System audit of the Office of the Vice President and the House of Representatives. The people have told me that they want the House of Representatives to be audited. We'll listen to the people and we'll give the people what they want. We'll audit the House of Representatives this year. We also want to regularize the big ministries and agencies audit and the audit of the state-owned enterprises. So now that we have regularized the audit of the consolidated, although to be frank, his consolidated report was still one of our standard reports this year. But we want to regularize the audits of these big ministries and agencies. We've also crafted the total audits. We are putting together a schedule of the teams, and I have insisted to the senior management team that all auditors of the GAC should be assigned at least 2 audits. Our high-working senior manager, she and my high-working deputy AD Winston Naga will assign every auditor on audit this year. All auditors must be assigned on audit. 2025 projected administrative activities. We have a major stakeholder engagement this year, something that myself as Auditor General have not been very involved in at the highest level, where we meet civil society organizations at a very broad level, the media at a broad level, student-based organizations, members of the PAC. We've been meeting them in pockets, but this time around, USAID has committed $250,000 to sponsor a stakeholder engagement of the GAC that should begin sometime in February, where the Auditor General will be having a lot of broad-based consultation and meetings with different stakeholders. Civil society organizations, media, anti-graft institutions, the auditees, and all of them will have different kinds of presentations. And we'll conclude that with something we call a summer cast, where we'll probably select 4 or 5 of the best journalists in the country to have an interview with myself so that we can talk about some of our activities at the General Auditing Commission. The implementation of audit automation. So one of the reasons why the theme of this year is embracing, what is it, somebody read it quick? Transformation through automation, rollover, is because we planned for last year to be the year of automation, but the request for audits was too much last year, that we had to put all of our attention on getting the audits done. And it was good we did. We have seen it before. We had a number of standout audits. Our central bank audit was being well spoken about all over. The Executive Protection Agency audit, EPA audit, was spoken about. The consolidated audit, the LTA audit was very well spoken about. Centara did audio recording on it. We all even calling me. We just read the report and explained it in simple English. And when I listened to it, I felt like it was they who even crafted the audit report. We had a number of standout audits out there, so it was very good. So this year we want to focus on audit automation, so that we can stop all these files and things from passing around. And that was why I was happy that we're able to complete at least 2 of the audits on the LC. We want to see how we can also bring in our own audit software this year to complement the audit, the efforts of the LCs as well. Coordination with the GAO and USAID for fully operationalizing the 5 years MOU. We met the USAID in the States. We want to make sure that we get the best out of our MOU with the GAO, so they want to sponsor some of the activities in the MOU. We intend to collaborate with them very strongly. We want to follow up on some commitments that have been made by the Saudi Arabia Audit Office for $200,000 for audit automation, and the Global Fund for another $200,000 for contribution of our audit automation. We want to follow up on that as well. We also have a strategic plan that ends this year. So we have to craft a strategic plan that will take us from 2026 to 2030. The last strategic plan was from 2021 to 2025. I think that strategic plan is one of the very best out there. We will have to see how we can scale that strategic plan, because I think it's still good enough in many ways to take us up to 2030. Maybe we can add a few things to it as well. We also have to paint the GAC Audit Office building this year. The building has to be painted this year. We painted the building, I think, 3 years ago. I see there are a couple of fading on the building now. We want to not only be seen as good in the work we do, but also in our environment. So we're going to be painting the office building this year as one of our major projects. We also want to do a groundbreaking ceremony. So I already told you we got the land, the money for the land. By the time we procure the land, we have to do a major groundbreaking ceremony where we invite major stakeholders to be able to commence the project. And we'll put something small there where we can at least start the foundation of the land on our own. And when we're inviting people over, they will be encouraged to help us. I want to start, and God willing, I will end the building. The formulation of the scientific writing committee. So like I said, many people can write at GSC. There should be no way where some people writing 30-page document and talking about the contributing, whereas we have a lot of people at GSC who are very good writers, and we can't be writing. Some of these topics are simple. Let's look at the recent topics that came: audit of grant and financial aid, audit of central bank, audit of public domestic debt. These are all things that we've done. These are all things. When I look in the Afro-Sahel community, I don't know which side is doing more donor project audit than we are doing. We probably have the best portfolio. Folike Zulu and Capi Denia was with me in Romania. when a gentleman for the African Development Bank mounted the stage and said, one of the best SAR that we have auditing our portfolio of the African Development Bank is SAR Liberia. We were very proud of that. Very proud of that. So, if these people can be writing a 3-page document, 4-page document, how is it that we cannot write? So I told administration and audit we got to put together this committee and we'll be writing. We try our hands and writing. We also want to formulate an audit committee to ensure that the audit that we do also we can be strengthening the implementation of our recommendation. When we did the audit for last year, I was very happy when the Sierra Leoneans came and told us, they said, look, they sent a new team. And the new deputy AG that came told me, he said, AG, when I was coming on the audit, there was a special meeting called. And in that meeting, the deputy AG who was standing over the audit to me said, SAR Liberia, when you go and audit the element, got a document in place though. So if you're careful, there is a possibility that nothing will be in your ML. So you have to be able to really look and look and look. But AG, I must admit to you that you have one of the best internal control processes as an entity that we audit. I would like to say thanks to the administrative department. That was also very impressive to hear as well. And I beat on them all the time. Sometimes they think I let audit more than them. No. I told them the auditors are very good at communicating with me. Communicate with me more, they will not beat on you more. But they are doing also an excellent job in administration, and we'd like to say we're very grateful for the job you are doing, gentlemen. And then we also have to do our once in every 2-year peer review this year. So every 2 years we have people who can come in to look at our administrative and audit processes to see what we're doing, whether what we're doing is done very correctly, and they give us recommendations. 2 years ago we did one. This year we also have to do one as well. We want to also get additional laptops. One of the achievements of Auditor General Jackson was the full operationalization of the one auditor, one laptop. And what I can tell people is, even if you praise me, I know how to praise myself. Even if my PR people even put on their page, I know how to put it on my own page. I get 9,700 followers now, and I'm growing. I just, you know, made my page public the other day. I already got 9,700. Keep growing the following. So we want to make sure that we maintain. It's not just about achieving, but maintaining. There are some people who the laptop, maybe it's not sport, they did this, some of them, you know, we say they 3 years policy, they want to the laptop now, they're complaining. So we will buy some additional laptops this year to make sure we maintain the policy. You know, I've been there, we all know what's up. Yeah? Thank you very much. And so we will buy additional laptops, but we also want to procure additional vehicles. Last year we procured some new audit vehicles. Was it 2 pickups? 2? Yeah. And these were stronger pickups. We want to buy more of these pickups. We want to also buy some additional vehicles that will be able to take people off for their audit visits. And so we bought some new vehicles for some senior managers. Now, all of our senior manager people, I think, except for Protawa Chamber, Protawa Chamber, distinguished is our president, distinguished Protawa Chamber. You are recognized by Auditor General. So, Protawa Chamber will be one of those that deserves a brand new car. We will get a new car. But not only that, we are now going to bring the car business further down. So the people who in manager 3, 2 of them got to get car in here. So they're not just senior manager, no. I told the people, 2 of them. And we got to do small seniority business. You got more than manager 3 there, and got some senior people. You know, some of the senior people there to do, you know. I have to look at me, I know I will be there, but some of the people deserve brand new cars. So we'll bring it down. And I care what fully 18 say to buy a car. Thank you. Brand new cars will buy for the people in this year. Challenges. Now, the year was not all good. We had some major challenges that we had, and we want to address these challenges. That's why we are in senior management. Not to only talk about the rosy things and the good things that happen, as well as good as the year was. And you know, I see a lot of people trying to, you know, talk about what they've done. The GAC performance was outstanding. If a critical institution like Front Page Africa can rate you a clear A, funding challenges. The GAC was giving, what was it, $5.7 million with 5.7, we believe at least 8.5 is needed. So that's the top of the challenge over there. Until we get that budget to that level and the timely disbursement of these fundings, we will always have challenges. Delay in receipt of information from the auditors. I told the audit department in my meeting with them a couple of days ago, the top audit management. One of the challenges we have is all the dates that we put for publication in our engagement letter, we are able to meet this date because significant delay. Let's give the auditors sufficient time this year to be able to prepare these documents to submit it. If we don't submit it now, we can start going back to issuing some of these disclaimer opinions, which we have shied away from issuing for some time now. And for the financial independence, of course, we will continue to lobby with government. I've been having strong discussions with the Minister of Finance, with the legislature, particularly the Office of the President, and I believe we'll get there at some point.